Welcome back to the channel. I'm Gillis TV, and if you're new to the channel, like anything NHL, MLB related, from news to the fans to the trades, the rumors, we have all the major stuff here covered for you. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Now, last night, the Edmonton Oilers lost to the Tampa Bay Lightning, snapping their 8-game winning streak. Well, they're 8-1 in the last 9. As you can tell by the title of the video, I'm not saying all fans. There are still true loyal fans that don't want to run people out of the building at all. Then there's the keyboard warriors on mostly Facebook and Twitter that think we should trade Skinner after one loss when the guy just went 7-0 with a under 2 goals against average and a .935 save percentage before last night. I watched the post game. Skinner admitted the guys played great in front of him. He needed to make stops. It's the NHL. That's going to happen. That game last night happens to Vasilevsky from time to time. Happens to Connor Hellebuyck. Happens to the greatest goalies in the NHL right now. And as soon as it happens to Stuart Skinner, it's like, we got to trade for a number 1 goalie. We need to leave Skinner. Blah, blah, blah. We need this about Skinner. Okay, to all the GM keyboard warriors on Facebook, mostly, just stop. Because any true loyal fan knows that games like that happen to every single team. Look at the Boston Bruins. Set an NHL record last year for most wins in a single season just to get knocked out by the Florida Panthers, who had, I think, 20 less games won than them. Things happen in the NHL. You cannot predict it. Goalies, they get unlucky from time to time. I know there was 2 or 3 empty net goals last night. The Kucherov goal was just a fluke. Ceci had him tied up, and still Kucherov found a way to get a shot off and go 5-hole. Steven Stamkos' hat-trick was just a beauty of a shot, but there was no pressure from behind. The D-man were skating back. You can't fault Stuart Skinner for every goal. You just can't. It's the NHL. There's elite snipers. Even the one Steven Stamkos hit out of the air, that just had to be perfect timing, that he was coming around the net to get that shot off on that angle from swinging out of the air. That was a nice shot by Steven Stamkos. I'm sorry. Skinner had no chance after making the first save and the rebound going right to where Steven Stamkos was going to be. No one could predict that. Now, like I said, it's not all Oilers fans. It's just the ones that want to run every single goalie we get out of town. For instance, Cam Talbot. Look how Cam Talbot's doing in LA right now. Hey, he was a former Oiler goalie that no one liked after his one good season, and, he was mediocre throughout the rest of the time. We ran him out. Look at Devan Dubnyk. Ran him out, and he went and played pretty well for the Minnesota Wild. Maybe we should stop blaming the goalies and just come down to reality. It's the NHL. There's reasons why Connor McDavid gets paid how he does. Leon Draisaitl, Nikita Kucherov, Steven Stamkos, Victor Hedman. All these guys get paid because they are good. They know how to score on goalies. It's going to happen. You don't have Connor McDavid, who's a 60-goal scorer, because he doesn't know how to play hockey. He beat some of the best goalies too. Look at last night. Vasilevsky did get beat on a bunch of stuff, but he did steal a game. Stuart Skinner did steal a game in his 7-game win streaks. He was there. I think it was the Carolina game. He made some unbelievable saves to keep the Oilers in it and ahead. Look at the Minnesota Wild. Edmonton sucks against them. We beat them in that homestand or the winning streak because of Stuart Skinner. So maybe we should stop getting on our high horse and trying to run Stuart Skinner out of town. He's still a young goalie. He's 24, 25. He only has, 2 years of actual NHL experience under his career resume? Maybe it wasn't the right time to bring him up because they thought maybe the whole reason he was going to be a backup was because we went and signed Jack Campbell, who was supposed to be our starter, and look how that turned out. He got thrown to the Wolves. He is still learning. He is still young. Goalie is the hardest position to learn when it comes to NHL. You need skill because you're on that ice 24/7. And for fans to say we need to get rid of Skinner, we need a actual goalie. You know how much it's going to take to even get an actual goalie that you want to believe in, but then turn around and in a year, that goalie could be worthless. He could be another Jack Campbell. We literally have Stuart Skinner that is homegrown. We drafted. He is going to be the Edmonton starter for the next few years, or this year and next year. And then you also have Olivier Rodrigue. Yes, you got Calvin Pickard as the backup right now. That's probably no doubt that's going to be the case because Jack Campbell can't save a puck in the AHL either. You got to rely on your young goalie in Stuart Skinner. So for everyone that's on Facebook saying, get rid of Skinner, this is Skinner's fault, he admitted it was his fault. It wasn't a good game. But if goalies were to live up to everyone's expectation on Facebook, teams would go 82-0. It's the NHL. You are not going 82-0. You're going to have some games where, things aren't going your way. Like I said, that Steven Stamkos bat out of the air. If Steven Stamkos is a half a second late, that's not going in. That was just perfect timing that went in. And Stuart Skinner did make some good saves last night. But ultimately, he admitted he did not have a good game. Every goalie doesn't have a good game. It's just the fact of reality. Look at Vasilevsky's save percentage. I think it said it was .895 or something. And everyone's losing it because he's a good goalie. Yeah, he's a good goalie with an .895 save percentage. It's going to happen to teams. Look at the team, I can't remember who it was. Tampa Bay scored 8 goals on 15 shots. They have a lethal offense that can pick goalies apart. It's the same as the Edmonton Oilers. If our team stopped trying to fancy pass everything and shoot, they could probably do that too. There's times where I yell at my TV because Connor McDavid's trying to make an extra pass when he can just shoot. He has that lethal shot. So, as fans, we got to stop trying to run these players out of town. It's just getting annoying that every time Skinner lets in a goal, first thing on Facebook, oh, that's Skinner's fault. Oh, this Skinner. Come on. You're on Facebook during a game because you could not make the NHL. Let's leave it at that. Thank you guys so much for this rant. And like I said, it's not all Oilers fans. It's the keyboard warriors on Facebook that are in these Oilers group chats thinking they know best. And you know what? There's people in those chats that have posted hey, it's one game. Stuart Skinner had a bad game. We are still 13-13-1 after that drastic start we had where everyone lost hope. We're back to 13-13-1, a few points out of the playoff spot. You know what? We're 27 games in. That means there's 55 games left to go in the season. The Oilers need to win probably 35 out of the 55, give or take, to make a playoffs. That's, you go 2-1 every night, or win 2 games, lose 1, you're going to have success and make the playoffs. That's how the NHL works. That's how the goalies work and all that. So, sorry for the rant, but I'm kind of sick and tired of everyone trying to push everyone out, even Evan Bouchard, where he's on, a 12-point game, or a 12-point game streak here, or 13, and still people want to push him out because he makes an defensive error. Everyone does. It's the fact of life, and they're all human. They're not perfect. And like I said, if you were that good, you wouldn't be sitting on Facebook during the game. You'd be actually in the NHL. So thank you so much for every other fan that, is loyal to the Oilers, because this gets out of hand really quickly. I'll catch you on the next one.